Hello everybody, here a new video from Rene from Spain, and this video I'm making it in the car because I'm gonna play a couple songs too by a band from Germany, and they were formed in 2007, and they have been releasing till date 3 albums. They had 1 album in 2016, 1 in 2018, and 1 in 2020, just released. And they have a very stable lineup because it's always the same 3 guys. You know, we're talking about Ronald, and actually that's the guy that also gets in contact with me each time when they release an album, and he is the guitar player and the vocalist. And then we have Ted, that's the drums, and Danny that started playing the the guitar, but today he's playing the bass. He was only playing the guitar in the early stages of the band, if I'm not mistaken, because I got it from Metal Archives actually. I mean, this band is pure old school. I mean, if you like the old school bands, you know, like, I mean, the old sound from 89, let's say, from the late 80s till around 93, 94, 95, that era of death metal, then you will like this band. I didn't name the band yet, but it's Incremate is the name of the band, and this was their first full-length album. I already talked about this album in another video. I will put underneath a lot of links, and also where you can buy this 3 albums, but also I'll put links to the videos. You can see a more in-depth review of this album, for example. This was the debut album from 2016, and this came on God Eater Records. Then they released in 2018, like I said before, their Violence and Insanity album. And this is the first release they did with German Democratic Recordings. The artwork is very similar. I mean, you can see it's the same artists. And this is their 3rd album, Mortal Domain. Again, on German Democratic Recordings. I'm going to show you this one a little better. It's a little note I got from Ronald, sorry. The artwork, always very cool artwork. Lyrics. Some band photos. And they actually record this during the coronavirus. They recorded the guitar, the bass, and the vocals. They did it between March and May 2020. And the drums, they already did it in January 2020. That's why in January, the coronavirus was not there yet. But in the end of February, beginning of March, yes. You know, but they still worked on this album. You know, that's why we can enjoy it now. My favorite songs on this album is Streaming with Blood. That's the first one. The second will be The Murderous Doom. Later, Violent Desecration. And That Is Strong. I mean, if you like Grave, Asphyx, you know, because, you know, sometimes you have this doomy, groovy riffs that reminds me of them. Even old Gorefest from Mindless, you know, from that era, early days. Also Dead, of course, they're influenced by them. They even have a shirt on, and a lot of other bands. But if you like old school sounding death metal, then this is for you. This is a must-have. I'm going to play you a little bit of one track, of track number 9. There's some cool groovy parts too that I really liked. It even reminds me a little bit of the first album by Fear Factory during some of the places on this song. Just on this song. But this has some twists and changings that reminds me of the early days of Fear Factory. Not the industrial Fear Factory, but the death metal Fear Factory. Anyway, listen to this. Amazing riffs, super solos, great melodies, and the cool thing is that the vocalist voice, you can, if you pay attention, you can hear what he's saying practically during quite a lot of moments. But you have the lyrics too, of course. It's the best part. I'm gonna play you another song, the first song of the album. I played this album 4 or 5 times in the car, and I'm loving it. Anyway, I think you got the point. It's just great stuff. If you like old school, like I said before, get in contact with Incremate. For sure, if you buy the 3, for sure they can make a deal. You know, just talk to Ronald about it. You know, check. You know, it's just great stuff to own. You know, and they're just great. There's not much more I want to say about this. Just check this out. You know, get in contact with the band and please support them because, you know, they've been very constantly working. You know, that's the cool thing. It's not just a one-off thing. This band is going on, is moving on, and every 2 years they come up with a great album. You know, really, I believe me, I know you're gonna like this album. If you like death metal, old school, you are going to like this album. I mean, the 3 albums by Incremate. Stay metal, everybody.